Thank you, President Glass. Good afternoon, everyone, and to the millions watching from home. It's my pleasure to recognize National Bike to Work Day along with Chris Conklin. We also have Chris Conklin from Montgomery County Department of Transportation, Wade Holland with Vision Zero, and Peter Gray with the Washington Area Bicycle Association. I look forward to participating in National Bike to Work Day in Rockville. I know that there are several other locations happening this Friday. It's going to be a great event, an annual event that has been organized by the Washington Area Bicycle Association and Commuter Connections that will include 13 pit stops in the county for bicyclists to bike to work. The Montgomery County Department of Transportation is sponsoring 7 of these pit stops, so please identify one to put on your calendar. As the county's lead for eliminating disparities in public health, we must incentivize ways for individuals to bike to and from work daily. Studies show that biking to work has extraordinary health benefits and results in healthier, longer living. Further, cities that bike more are happier and have greater access to community resources. There are also concerns about safety on our roadways. While driving can be dangerous, a dangerous form of transportation, it is crucial that we do not become satisfied with using cars to travel to and from one area, especially when the travel distance is close. We must explore safe alternatives to driving, significantly contributing to the county's greenhouse gas emissions. We must also expand safe multimodal transportation, particularly in areas throughout our county with high rates of pedestrian fatalities, as we work towards sustainable 15-minute living. Projects like the bike lanes over on Old Georgetown Road shows that we can have protected bike lanes that keep people safe and minimize the impact on traffic while keeping people healthy and safe. We must work to keep our roads safe and spread the message that one death is too many. I would also like to recognize Elijah Moore, a 14-year-old boy who was struck by a driver in Germantown last week. We found out just a couple of days ago that he passed away. Moore was an 8th grader at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School, where I was a paraeducator, and he was described by those close to him as full of life and a giving child. It is in his honor and all those we've lost due to traffic-related incidents that we advocate for safer roads, protected bike lanes, and an equitable transportation system that accounts for the health and safety of all individuals. Before I turn it over to Chris Conklin, Director of McDOT, and Peter Gray, Community Organizer with WABA, to share remarks on the importance of Bike to Work Day to our communities, just want a brief moment of silence for all those we've lost. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Councilmember Sayles and the entire council, for recognizing Bike to Work Day in this forum. Bike to Work Day is a tremendous activity for our department. Our office right now is filled to the brim with materials that are going to be distributed at Bike to Work Day this Friday morning. If you want to hang out with me, feel free to come to the Thomas Farm pit stop between 6:30 and 7:30 a.m. I'll be there. So I think it's light at that time of day, and it'll be nice to see everybody. One of the great things about Bike to Work Day is the camaraderie that's developed by the people who are biking that day and stopping at these pit stops and seeing other people making that choice as well, and being rewarded through conversation, some food, some giveaways, and a good time at each of these pit stops. At the last Bike to Work Day, I visited 2 or 3 of them, and it was great to see the sense of community at all of them. So I encourage you to bike to work on Friday and get and experience that, whether you've registered or not. And as was mentioned, we're staffing 7. There are 6 others in the county being staffed by other organizations, and that's part of around 100 of them region-wide. So you may be able to visit more than one in your bike to work. The other thing that I just want to make note of is there's a tremendous amount of bicycling infrastructure in this county, and a lot of it is unseen. If you're driving to work, you may not know that there is an off-road residential street bike pathway that can get you from the same origin to same destination. But when you plan your route on your bike and actually go to do it, you will find that you can make a tremendous number of connections on safe biking routes in this county. And if you do choose to participate in Bike to Work Day on Friday, I encourage you to look at the maps, the Montgomery County bike map, City of Rockville bike map, and identify that path before you head out. And you will find most likely that you can make a very pleasant and safe journey from where you're starting to where you're going. So thank you again, and look forward to seeing those of you on Friday that are in Rockville at Thomas Farm or at any of the other 13 pit stops in Montgomery County.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very, very pleased to be here on behalf of the Washington Area Bicyclist Association and our several hundred members and thousands of others who have supported safer biking and walking in Montgomery County. While I'm here with the council, first of all, I want to thank Councilmember Sayles for her kind invitation to have me come in and address the council and celebrate this proclamation. I want to ask the council, and I will do this more formally later on, that the council vote to make the road diet that currently is in place on Little Falls Parkway around the crossing the Capitol Crescent Trail, to make it permanent. No matter what plans Parks comes up with, we want this to be a safe crossing. We don't want a repeat of what happened in 2016 when a cyclist was killed crossing there because of the multi-lane threat, because more than one car lane in each direction. And it's been working fine for the last 7 years. We just want to have it work in perpetuity, and we think that the council should take a separate action to make that clear. The other thing, which is sort of more of a selfish thing as a bicyclist who came here today, it'd be really nice if there was bike parking in the county council's garage. I have made this request many times, so far unsuccessful, but I think that Matt Johnson of MCDOT would be happy to help the council set that up if only the request were there. Finally, I also want to thank the council for keeping the bike ped projects that had been proposed by the executive to be deferred. I'm really pleased that all those things are still in place and will be happening, including some pieces of the equitable investment proposal that WABA made last year that the council adopted in part, and I look forward to talking to you about that all next year as well. So thank you very much. I'm getting the hook, and thank you very much.
We wouldn't have WABA here if we wouldn't have recommendations before they leave. So thank you, Peter and Chris. So glad you both are here. Oh, this is for you. Come on up. Don't be shy. You guys come on. Come on, Peter. There you are. All right. So now I'm going to read this proclamation. Whereas the League of American Bicyclists founded National Bike to Work Day in 1956 in order to raise awareness for cyclists as they commute to and from work each day, and whereas over half of all trips in the United States are 3 miles or shorter, making bicycling a convenient and effective alternative method of transportation. And whereas the benefits of biking include physical fitness, fuel savings, a smaller carbon footprint, automobile longevity, affordable and independent travel for those who might otherwise have restricted travel options, and whereas The Montgomery County Department of Transportation and organizations like the Washington Area Bicycle Association, Montgomery County Families for Safe Streets, and the Action Committee for Transit all work tirelessly to advocate for safe streets and bike paths for all residents to enjoy. And whereas Montgomery County is home to some of the most beautiful bike paths in our country, in areas like the Muddy Branch Greenway Trail, the Capitol Crescent Trail, Lake Needwood Trail, Sligo Creek Trail, Agricultural History Farm Park, Rachel Carson Conservation Park, Black Hill Regional Park, and Wheaton Regional Park. And whereas on National Bike to Work Day, we commend all efforts to increase bike ridership as a fun, healthy, and climate-friendly way to get to work. Now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby recognizes National Bike to Work Day as an essential day to promote the benefits of biking to our county's infrastructure, economy, and overall well-being. Presented on this 16th day of May in the year 2023 by myself and Council President Evan Glass. Thank you.